a small city, many people find themselves in crowded rooms, looking for comfort. In such a space, Marcus stands alone by the refreshment table at a local community gathering. All around, people chatter and laugh, creating warm connections. Yet, for Marcus, it feels like a deep ocean of loneliness. He watches people make small talk, enjoy each other's company, and feel at ease. The music plays softly in the background, but to him, it sounds like noise drowning out his thoughts. He has been to many similar gatherings, but each time he feels stuck, unable to join in the fun. He might say hello to a few acquaintances, but each time, he slips back into silence. Facing many strange faces makes him anxious, and he wishes he could connect as easily as everyone else. As he picks at the food on his plate, Marcus feels the weight of social pressure. What if someone talks to him? What if he says something silly? His heart races and his palms grow sweaty. The laughter around him feels like a reminder of his isolation. The longer he stands alone, the stronger the pressure weighs on him. He can see some people looking at him and whispering. He wonders if they feel sorry for him or think he is unfriendly. Each moment of silence makes him more self-conscious. He thinks, why can't I just join them? Anxiety wraps around him like a thick fog. Even simple questions become hard to answer. Should he laugh at their jokes? Should he ask about their lives? The fear of saying something wrong stops him from moving. This sense of isolation is familiar to many people, even if they do not show it. A work event, a party, or simply a new class can create these moments. Everyone has stood in a crowded space, feeling alone. This happens at different times, surprising many. It can happen during family gatherings or even at the gym. From wanting to make new friends to feeling out of place, these struggles are universal. No one is alone in this feeling, even if they act like they are. We share this common experience of wanting to connect but finding it hard. The pressure of needing to talk or make a new friend can feel heavy. It's easy to believe that everyone else has it figured out while you remain on the sidelines. Understanding this human experience is where the journey begins. Marcus's story is a chance to explore these feelings and learn how to overcome them. It speaks to all who have felt the gnaw of loneliness in a crowded room. This narrative shows that improvement is possible. Each small step taken to engage can lead to a deeper connection. The experiences in this gathering push Marcus towards the bigger lessons of acceptance and growth. The social struggles he faces are not his alone. They resonate, bringing together others who wish to learn and improve their social skills. Everyone can take part in this journey. Through Marcus's eyes, readers can find their own paths toward better relationships. The story invites them to learn step by step, embracing the challenge of building meaningful connections with others. Marcus is a kind and thoughtful person. However, he struggles with social situations. In the crowded room at the community gathering, he feels a wave of anxiety wash over him. Even though he sees many familiar faces, he cannot shake off the fear that grips him. Marcus wishes to join the conversations around him, but his mind fills with doubt. What if he says the wrong thing? What if people do not like him? These thoughts swirl in his head like a storm, making him feel even more isolated. He notices a group of people laughing and having fun. They seem close and happy, but Marcus feels like he is on the outside looking in. He thinks about how easy it looks for them. Their words flow like water, and they share stories with joy. Sometimes he thinks he has stories to tell too, but the fear of stumbling over his words holds him back. He cannot find the courage to step forward. This moment feels important to him. He knows he should try, yet his feet feel glued to the ground. Inside, Marcus feels torn. Part of him wants to overcome this fear. He wants to connect with others and make friends. He remembers when he made friends in school. Back then, speaking to others felt easy. But now, social events bring a new challenge. The excitement of trying something new is often mixed with the fear of failing. He recalls the last gathering where he did not speak to anyone. After that event, he felt sad and alone. He does not want to feel that way again. Walking away only seems easier at that moment. Sometimes he wishes he could blend into the background. It would be fine to disappear until it was time to leave. But deep down, he knows this is not what he truly wants. He yearns to feel at ease among others. There is hope inside him, waiting to bloom. Yet right now, he feels stuck in uncertainty. He worries that if he takes a step forward, he could fall. But he is slowly learning that the first step might lead to something better. As Marcus looks around, he sees small groups talking easily, sharing laughs, and making memories. He wonders what it would be like to join them. A spark of motivation flickers in his heart. Maybe he can learn how to engage and speak up. Overcoming this fear feels hard, but not impossible. With each passing moment, he starts to believe he can try again. The idea of being part of the group gives him a tiny bit of strength. Despite his struggles, Marcus knows there is a way to learn. He watches how others interact and notates their smiles. It doesn't feel like a bad start. If they can do it, perhaps he can too. He takes a deep breath and thinks about an approach. Could he introduce himself? Could he ask someone about their favorite hobby? The hope inside him begins to grow. Each little spark of courage encourages him. He understands the importance of learning and trying, even if it feels scary. Each moment of challenge leads to a chance for connection. Embracing this thought, he begins to gather the confidence needed to move forward, step by hopeful step. With a small burst of courage, Marcus decides to step away from the refreshment table. He takes a few deep breaths, feeling the mix of excitement and anxiety. He shuffles toward a group of people laughing by the window. As he approaches, an inviting smile begins to form on his face. But as he gets closer, his confidence wavers. What should he say? His heart starts to race, and his palms grow sweaty. This moment feels like a huge mountain to climb. Just then, a woman in the group catches his eye. She is animated and sharing a funny story. He hopes to introduce himself and perhaps join in on the laughter. Marcus gathers his strength and says softly, "Hi, I'm Marcus." Suddenly, the room feels very quiet. The woman turns and smiles, but before he can say more, another person jumps in. They excitedly interrupt him, passing the conversation to someone else. Marcus suddenly feels very small. His words disappear, and he awkwardly stands there, unsure of what to do next. This challenge only deepens his feelings of uncertainty. He watches the group continue their fun and ignores him. At that moment, he feels a wave of disappointment wash over him. He had built up the courage to join, but instead of connecting, he feels like he doesn't belong. His heart sinks and he decides to step back. It feels safer to stand on the edge than to be in the middle of conversations where he feels lost. Marcus retreats to another corner, hoping to catch his breath. He watches different pairs and groups meet and converse. The fear grows alongside his feeling of loneliness. Many times before, he tried to connect with others at social events, but each time it ended the same way, feeling left out or misunderstood. He recalls an earlier celebration where he managed to join a circle. Yet, when he shared a story, people seemed distracted and didn't listen. That experience still stings in his memory, reminding him of how difficult it is to communicate his thoughts. Every failed attempt makes him feel more timid. He thinks of the next gathering, where he might be quieter and consider not coming at all. This brings up another layer of struggle. He doesn't want to miss out, yet fears the same outcome. The pressure to fit in and be liked amplifies his feelings of heartache, creating a heavy load on his shoulders. Each time he approaches someone, a voice in his head continues to remind him of his past failures. This voice whispers that he is not good enough, and he dreads being judged or laughed at. In this moment, Marcus feels trapped in his thoughts, spiraling deeper into self-doubt. Any sense of identity or purpose fades, and with it, his resolve to try again. He wishes he could be like these people, communicating effortlessly and sharing joy. To Marcus, it seems overwhelming to connect when everyone seems to know each other so well. Each challenge he faces only makes the path forward look more difficult. Still, a flicker of determination remains inside Marcus. Perhaps this gathering will not end the way he fears. Though he feels stuck, he understands that he needs to continue trying. Each moment spent here opens opportunities for personal growth, even if it feels uncomfortable. A small part of him knows that facing challenges can lead to new understanding, and Marcus clings to that hope as he gathers the strength to try once more. As Marcus stands alone in the corner of the room, the laughter and chatter swirl around him like an unwelcoming tide. His heart beats in his chest, heavy with disappointment and a longing for connection. In that moment, he feels as if he is a shadow, invisible and unnoticed. He remembers how many times he has tried to share a part of himself. Each failed attempt makes him hesitant to try again. It seems easier to stay quiet and blend into the background rather than risk rejection. But deep down, he knows that this is not who he truly is. Just as he begins to spiral down into negative thoughts, he sees a familiar face approaching. It is Emily, an older woman who has always been kind to him. She has a warm smile and gentle eyes that radiate comfort. Emily stops in front of him and asks if he is okay. He wants to nod and say that everything is fine, but his voice catches in his throat. Instead, he sighs and shares his feelings of loneliness. Emily listens intently, her brow furrowing with concern. "Marcus, it's normal to feel this way at times," she says. "But you have so much to share with others. You should not hide who you are." Her words make him pause. He realizes that hiding himself has become his go-to choice. He thinks of all the things he loves, the stories he could tell and the interests he dreams of sharing. Emily's encouragement opens a small window in his mind, shedding light on his worries. As she speaks, he recalls the times he laughed and connected well with others, moments that brought him joy. Maybe he has been too focused on the fear of embarrassment. Emily continues, "Every person here has tried to connect at one point. Some feel shy too. Taking a step towards them can break the ice." Her advice hits Marcus like a wave of truth, awakening something dormant inside him. In that moment, he feels a spark of hope igniting within. Suddenly, he understands that this is his turning point. He can choose to be braver. No longer can he allow the fear of judgment to keep him stuck. He needs to push through and accept himself as part of this community. Emily's kindness inspires him to take action. Even if it feels uncertain, the chance to change and grow is just within reach. He reflects on the conversations he has missed and the connections unheard because of his decisions. With newfound determination, Marcus feels he can make another attempt. He realizes he must actively engage even if it feels scary. This gathering is an opportunity, not a punishment. By stepping out of his comfort zone, he can reach towards new friendships and real conversations. The idea of giving himself a chance feels powerful and empowering. No more hiding his voice or his thoughts. It is time to unleash the confidence he has kept stifled for far too long. With a gentle nod of thanks to Emily, Marcus takes a deep breath, gathering his resolve. He knows he cannot be perfect, but he can strive to improve. "I can do this," he whispers to himself, suddenly feeling lighter. The fear of speaking lessens when mingled with excitement for new experiences. At that moment, Marcus commits to taking risks, embracing social interactions, and trusting in his own abilities. It is time for him to rise above his struggles and pursue the connections he craves. Every new engagement is a chance at growth, and he stands ready to meet it. Feeling the warmth of encouragement from Emily, Marcus knows now is the time to act. He stands taller and fills his lungs with courage. The joyful noise from the nearby group serves as a reminder that connections are waiting for him. At first, doubt creeps in, whispering that he might fail. Instead of listening, he remembers Emily's words. Every person here wants to connect. With this thought in mind, Marcus takes a few small steps toward the heart of the gathering. He spots a small circle of people chatting near a table filled with snacks. As he approaches them, he feels his heart race again. He pauses for a moment, collecting his thoughts. Then he takes a deep breath and smiles. He decides to introduce himself to a woman named Beth, who is standing alone near the table. "Hi, I'm Marcus," he begins, trying to sound upbeat. Her smile invites him in, and he relaxes a little as she replies, "Nice to meet you, Marcus. Have you tried the cookies here?" This simple question ignites a small conversation about the food. For the first time, Marcus engages without feeling lost. He laughs at a joke Beth makes about loving the cookies too much. The exchange feels natural, and he takes note of how easy it is to connect when he relaxes. Suddenly, talking does not feel like such a scary task. It feels like an enjoyable chance to share small moments. They begin to talk about other snacks, and Marcus feels the metaphorical door starting to open. After this encouraging start, Marcus senses that the energy within him is real. He practices active listening by nodding and maintaining eye contact with Beth. He feels her excitement as she speaks about her travels. Immediately, he finds himself wanting to ask more questions. "What was your favorite trip?" he asks, and Beth's face lights up with joy. They continue sharing stories, and with each new detail, Marcus becomes more engaged. In return, he shares his experiences. His voice grows steadier, and he becomes even more enthused about reciprocating interest. As they talk, Marcus sees another familiar face joining the group. It is Sam, someone he often saw in his classes but hardly interacted with before. Feeling brave, he calls out, "Hey Sam, come join us." To Marcus's delight, Sam smiles and approaches. Now 3 people are sharing stories around the snack table. The atmosphere feels smoother as laughs and light conversations fill the air. Each person adds something unique to the discussion, creating a vibrant circle of trust and openness. In this moment, Marcus fully understands what engaging means. It is not just about speaking, but also about listening, sharing, and creating a connection. The small steps he takes bring significant change like a ripple spreading across a pond. With every new sentence, he feels empowered. He embraces the conversations and sees everyone engaging in one another's stories. This moment of connecting lights a fire of excitement within him. Just realizing he can start small fills Marcus with joy, and he feels proud. "If I can talk easily here, what else can I do?" he thinks, and the possibilities seem endless. With a smile on his face, he gathers his courage again. By stepping out of his comfort zone, he takes meaningful risks and finds acceptance. Change does not always require huge leaps. Sometimes, it begins with a simple hello and a warm smile. Fueled by this newfound confidence, Marcus prepares to embrace even more opportunities to connect and grow, knowing that he can face whatever comes next. Following action, after the lively conversation at the gathering, Marcus feels a wave of joy within him. He reflects on the connections he made and realizes how much things have changed in just one evening. With newfound confidence, he begins to practice his social skills in everyday situations. This time, he decides to apply what he learned at work. Every morning, he makes an effort to greet his colleagues with a smile. "Good morning," he says cheerfully as he walks into the office. To his surprise, many respond with warm smiles and greetings in return. It feels like a small victory that boosts his mood for the entire day. Marcus soon notices that striking up conversations comes easier. During break times, he engages in small talk about the weather or fun weekend plans. These talks do not feel forced. They flow naturally like a gentle stream. As he practices, he starts feeling more comfortable. The laughter within these conversations seems to brighten the room even more. Each successful exchange makes him eager for the next. The initial anxiety of talking begins to fade, replaced by excitement to learn about others. In these moments of interaction, Marcus learns the importance of being present. Previously, he struggled to fully listen to people. Now, he makes a conscious effort to maintain eye contact and actively listen to his colleagues. He nods along as they speak, asking questions that show he cares. This small change leads to deeper conversations and stronger connections. His colleagues begin to remember their chats with him consistently. The words "thank you for listening" fill the air, which never felt so rewarding before. Outside of work, Marcus applies his skills to new situations. When he meets friends for coffee, he initiates the conversation. "How have you been? What's new?" he asks. As he shows genuine interest, he sees their faces light up. Their stories spark lively discussions, and soon there is laughter and connection in the air. Marcus feels like he is part of something bigger, realizing he is not just a listener but an active participant, which lifts his spirits. Self-reflection fills Marcus's thoughts as he notices these changes. He thinks back to the feeling of isolation in the initial community gathering. The contrast is striking. He can hardly believe how much progress he has made. The fear that once held him captive now transforms into joy and curiosity. He begins to write in a journal, noting down his experiences and feelings. Each entry acts as a map of his journey. He recognizes how each small conversation, no matter how brief, contributes to his growth. Friends and colleagues also notice a change in him. They comment on how easy it is to talk with him. They say he seems more relaxed and inviting. These affirmations fuel his confidence even more. The repeated feeling of acceptance and connection shines a light on his mind, showing him that the changes are lasting. He begins to realize that social skills, like any talent, improve with practice and awareness. With every step forward, Marcus feels more empowered. The growth he has achieved gives him the strength to keep pushing ahead. He knows that it is okay to stumble sometimes. Each mistake is a chance to learn and grow. He is filled with hope for the future. As relationships deepen, Marcus sees the value in genuine connections. He understands that building strong relationships takes intention and effort, but it is a journey worth undertaking. Each new interaction ignites his spirit, pushing him to explore more. With a positive mindset, he embraces this phase of his life with open arms, excited for what lies ahead. With each passing week, Marcus's growth in social skills becomes more apparent. He feels more confident with his colleagues and friends. However, a new challenge arises at work that puts his newfound skills to the test. His boss, Mr. Richards, has always been difficult, but lately, his behavior seems even worse. He makes harsh comments that leave many employees feeling small and demoralized. Marcus notices how this negativity affects everyone around him, including himself. Many colleagues have stopped speaking up, too afraid to face Mr. Richards. One afternoon, as he sits at his desk, he overhears a conversation between Mr. Richards and Sarah, a quiet colleague. Mr. Richards belittles her work, questioning her abilities. Marcus watches Sarah's eyes fill with tears. It hits him hard. He remembers how he once felt powerless in similar situations. A surge of anger builds within him. This moment makes him realize that standing up for others is also part of social growth. In the past, he would have stayed silent, fearing the boss's response. But now, Marcus understands he needs to take action. Gathering his courage, he approaches Sarah after the meeting. "Are you okay?" he asks gently. She nods but looks defeated. "I wish people would just see my hard work," she replies quietly. Marcus takes a deep breath and decides to offer support. "You deserve respect like everyone else," he tells her. "You are doing great work." His words seem to help. For the first time, Marcus feels the power of encouragement wash over him, and he knows he needs to do more. A few days later, during a team meeting, Marcus realizes it's time to speak up. As Mr. Richards starts criticizing another team member, Marcus's heart races, but he finds his voice. "Excuse me, Mr. Richards," Marcus begins as he feels several eyes turning to him. "I think we should focus on teamwork rather than criticism. It's important to support each other in our projects." His heart pounds, but an unexpected wave of strength guides him. He looks around and sees surprise mixed with relief on the faces of his colleagues. Mr. Richards glares at Marcus, taken aback by the sudden challenge. "This isn't the time for discussions, Marcus," he snaps, but Marcus holds his ground. "I believe we can work better when we all feel respected." His voice feels steady now. Some team members nod along, silently supporting him. Their supportive body language reassures Marcus that he is not alone in this fight. After the meeting ends, people approach him, expressing gratitude. "Thank you for speaking up, Marcus," says Tom, a longtime employee who has often felt silenced. "It's good to see someone stand up." This reaction fills Marcus with hope. He notices how people feel lighter, encouraged by his courage. He realizes that setting boundaries does not just help him. It inspires those around him to speak their truths too. However, not everyone reacts positively. A few co-workers express concern about Marcus's boldness. "You shouldn't cross the boss," one whispers, shaking her head. But Marcus understands that truly growing means accepting some resistance while still believing in himself. These comments do not deter him. They reinforce his commitment to creating a healthy environment. He reflects on how standing up is not only about defending himself but about supporting a culture where everyone feels secure and valued. This newfound determination fuels Marcus's everyday interactions. He continues to grow stronger with each challenge. With the support of his colleagues and the lessons he has learned, Marcus takes control of his environment. He prepares to tackle each day head-on. His journey has just begun, but he feels ready to face whatever comes next, knowing that his actions can spark positive change. He feels hopeful, more empowered, and ready to inspire others to embrace their voices as well. A few days after Marcus spoke up in the meeting, he noticed a shift in the office. His courage inspired others, and the atmosphere was becoming lighter. More colleagues began to chat with him, sharing their thoughts about Mr. Richards and offering support. Felt like a small revolution. Marcus enjoyed this new feeling and realized the value of mutual support. A new team spirit began to blossom, making work feel less overwhelming. This shift bolstered his confidence even more. One morning, the team faced a major project deadline. The objectives seemed daunting. Each person had specific roles to fill, but there was a growing tension as they gathered for a final meeting. Mr. Richards prepared to assign last-minute tasks, but Marcus felt uneasy. He noticed that Sarah, the same colleague he had talked to after that painful meeting, looked increasingly stressed. "I'm worried I can't finish my part in time," she whispered to him. Seeing her fray at the edges, Marcus knew he needed to act. When Mr. Richards began to throw blame around for incomplete tasks, Marcus raised his hand. "Can we support each other today?" he asked, trying to keep his voice calm. Mr. Richards frowned but didn't continue his harsh remarks. With others nodding in agreement, Marcus decided to take the lead. "Let's take 10 minutes and share where everyone is. Knowing our progress can help plan our next steps better." The room filled with murmurs of agreement. Marcus felt pride swell in his chest. The simple act of asking for unity began to transform the pressure-filled encounter. As each teammate spoke, their faces relaxed. Together, they discussed each other's tasks and discovered areas to assist one another. Marcus took it a step further. He suggested dividing some of Sarah's workload among team members. "If we can share some tasks, it will help us all finish on time," he said. The team, inspired by the openness, quickly agreed. Sarah looked relieved, her tension easing with each supporting word from her coworkers. They finished the project with teamwork at the core, and the result shone bright. When the deadline passed, Marcus felt that sense of unity and pride wash over him. They succeeded together, some even sharing their gratitude for Marcus's suggestion to speak up. Despite Mr. Richards' usual harshness, the support of his team felt like a warm blanket wrapped around him. That afternoon, Marcus received a message from his manager. He asked to meet with Marcus. While waiting, nervous thoughts surfaced. What would Mr. Richards say? Would he appreciate their collaborative effort? When Marcus walked into the office, Mr. Richards surprised him. "I noticed how you guided the team today," he started. "We hit the deadline thanks to your enthusiasm and support." The unexpected praise made Marcus beam. Mr. Richards' tone, usually so sharp, felt different today. He realized that even a small win could lead to something significant. Marcus's heart soared as a new sense of confidence took root within him. Communication on that day not only brought clarity but also transformed how they would treat one another in the future. As he reflected on his journey, Marcus remembered how he started with fear and isolation. Now, he set boundaries, sought support, and celebrated team efforts, both big and small. Each success built up his confidence, showing him that he could drive positive change. This moment led him closer to creating a healthy work environment. With that small but meaningful victory, Marcus felt ready for the resolution of his journey. He knew that positive growth often sprouts from encouragement and listening. The path may have challenges, but his experiences shine brightly, ready to guide him forward. He learned that everyone has the power to uplift one another, and the most important step to success is taking action, however small it may feel. Resolution. As the weeks passed, Marcus continued to flourish in both his work and personal life. The small victories built on one another, creating a foundation of confidence that he never thought possible. After the successful project team completed, a shift happened in the entire office environment. Colleagues began to support one another more openly. Marcus felt proud to be a part of this positive change. He discovered that by speaking up and encouraging others, he had played a role in transforming the culture of his workplace. During lunch breaks, the team now engaged in lively discussions and shared stories. Marcus noticed how his connections with his coworkers deepened. They shared not only ideas but laughter. The office buzzed with an inviting energy, making Marcus feel excited to go to work. Each small chat made him excited about teamwork. He was no longer just an employee hiding behind a desk. He had become a teammate, a friend, and a supporter. In his personal life, things took a turn for the better as well. Marcus reached out to friends he hadn't interacted with in a while. He sent birthday messages, made plans to go out, and reassured them of his availability for chats. Previously, he hesitated to connect, fearing awkward interactions, but now it felt refreshing. The friendships blossomed, and laughter filled his weekends as he shared heartfelt moments over coffee or dinner. Reconnecting with others formed a new layer of support in his life, making him feel richer in relationships. The weekend prior, Marcus attended a community event to meet new people. He approached strangers with ease. "Hello, my name is Marcus. What brought you here today?" he asked, and with that simple question, effortless conversations naturally followed. He felt relaxed and confident as he made new friends. The connection he made filled him with warmth. People began to see the authenticity in him. Reflecting on his journey brought moments of gratitude. Marcus recognized every challenge he faced led to this empowered version of himself. He considered how far he had come. Each conversation, whether easy or hard, contributed to making him a better communicator and a better friend. He understood the importance of empathy, of listening without distractions, and expressing gratitude. These are the pillars of genuine connections. With time still navigating work and friendships, Marcus faced difficulties too. However, now he approached them differently. When challenges arose, he applied patience and understanding, both with himself and others. Instead of retreating into doubt, he confronted issues with confidence, all while inspiring those around him to do the same. His heart swelled with pride when he got a recognition award at work. His boss praised not only his work but also his role in building a supportive team spirit. This moment proved the value of communication and empowerment. People rallied around Marcus, acknowledging that true change takes a community. The tension faded, replaced with encouragement. Looking ahead, Marcus feels immense hope. He knows he has the tools to handle whatever comes his way. He views relationships as a beautiful tapestry woven through shared experiences. Each person, each feeling, adds color and texture to his life. Now he understands the strength that lies in connection. Marcus stands inspired and ready for every new opportunity, believing fully in his ability to create meaningful relationships. He knows that he has come a long way, and with every interaction, he can foster new bonds, ensuring a brighter, more connected future for himself and others. As Marcus looked toward the future, he felt a new sense of freedom blossoming inside him. The skills he had practiced were not just for work or social events. They were tools for every part of his life. Each connection he had built filled him with confidence, opening doors to paths that once seemed out of reach. To put a spring in his step, he no longer felt like a shadow in the background. Instead, he stood tall, ready to embrace whatever life had to offer. With this renewed confidence, Marcus began to consider new opportunities. He had always dreamed of pursuing a career in project management. He admired how project managers pulled teams together and worked towards common goals. Inspired by this vision, Marcus decided to take action. He started researching project management courses online, signing up for programs that spoke to him. Each course felt like a stepping stone. He learned about planning, communication, and teamwork, all essential skills he could now apply in hands-on settings. While learning, he also connected with others in the field. At a recent workshop, Marcus met a mentor who guided him through the complexities of project management. Their conversations fueled Marcus's passion further. His mentor encouraged him to apply for a new position. The thought was exhilarating, but Marcus knew he had to trust in his abilities. "What's the worst that could happen?" he often told himself, recalling how far he had come. Embracing that mindset set him on a new mission to get that job. He tailored his resume to highlight his new skills and achievements. When he got the opportunity for an interview, he approached it confidently. Preparing with friends and colleagues added to his assurance. They sat with him, simulating interview questions and helping him practice effective responses. This support made Marcus feel more comfortable. "You can do this," they told him, and he believed them. On interview day, he arrived early, took a deep breath, and reminded himself of his strength. Instead of allowing nerves to take over, he focused on the skills he had accumulated over time. "I am prepared for this," he thought. During the interview, his mindful communication skills shone brightly. He genuinely engaged with the interviewers, expressed his passion for project management, and conveyed how his teamwork experience made him a strong candidate. After the interview, it was a moment of waiting, but Marcus felt calm. No matter the outcome, he knew he had taken steps to grow. Days later, he received a call from the company offering him the job. Joy spread through him like a rush of sunshine. The hard work had paid off, and the opportunity felt like a reward for his determination. He accepted eagerly, ready to start the next chapter of his career. In this new role, Marcus was not just applying what he learned. He was thriving. He gleefully drew from his skills to lead projects and guide teamwork with confidence. Coping with challenges felt manageable. When tough days would come, Marcus reminded himself that relationships provide support and that open communication leads to understanding. He was equipped to handle anything that lay ahead. With each passing day, he stepped further into his empowered life. He set an example among his colleagues, inspiring them to find their own voices as they navigated workplace challenges together. Life was no longer just about surviving but thriving, full of rich interactions and supportive bonds. Marcus found strength in knowing that every challenge could lead to a new growth opportunity. As he gazed toward the horizon, Marcus felt a bright clarity. The future gleamed with endless possibilities. Today, he woke up not just to work, but to a life woven with passion and connection. He understood the power of social skills and their vital role in his journey. With this realization, Marcus felt determined to keep growing, promising to embrace each challenge he faced along the way. As he walked into this new chapter, he felt unstoppable and ready to create a life filled with meaningful connections and fulfilling experiences.